And that's a good opening to our fucking wrap-up show on episode 40.
It's okay, I don't think it's
40 episodes old. Fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, we've already done a couple of our religious shows on Scientology and Mormons. So we took it a little different route. Yeah, did our fucking African witchcraft. So we are, if nothing but diverse in our fucking topics. So I don't know, is there anything you want to go into first? I'll say this little nugget. This is something we didn't get to on the show.
Yeah, something that I really didn't get into on the show was, and you were talking about like the kids in Africa being killed by the Christians and everything. Another little accusation that's been rolling around. It's not as prominent, so I decided not to make it like a centerpiece. But if you research nodding on Google, you'll find out what it's all about. It's a disease that these kids in Africa are getting, and essentially it stunts their growth mentally severely. They wind up to the point to where they can't talk. They have a hard time like just functioning as a person, and they're kind of just mindless, and most of them just wind up just sitting over in a corner nodding. That's why they call it nodding. And there's been lots of accusations about witchcraft in that, as far as like either accusations of the parents or somebody in the community giving the kid that, or the kid being possessed by something or some kind of demon, and that's why they have this disease. And they really don't know what this disease comes from. There are doctors down there that are trying to figure out some ways of treatment or anything like that. And there are some little things that are being developed that are starting to help that. Like there's kids that haven't been able to talk in a year that are now starting to be able to speak again and are there somewhat. They're still not completely clear, but they're eventually getting to that point. And I've heard lots of different horrible stories, the most horrible of which was a journalist that went down there and was doing a piece on this. And he went to this village. Obviously it's a very poor community. Both of the parents work. They work for hardly anything, and obviously they're both out of the little house or hut or whatever they have at the same time. But they're afraid that their kid who has nodding is going to walk away from the house and either vanish or get hit by a car or something else. So they wind up just chaining him to a pole and leaving him there. And then eventually they come back, and then the kid's safe again and they'll unchain him. But I mean, that's what you do to a dog, not a person. And even then, I think it's a little bit cruel to do that for the hours on end that you are at work. So yeah, there's another fun story about witchcraft in Africa for you.
So the kid just tied up on the post, so I can sit there nodding all day.
According to the description, like there was a pole and then there was a corner, and the kid was just like in the corner chained up whenever he walked in. And neither of the parents were there, so he kind of just like waited around for the parents to kind of interview them and talk to them about why the hell they do that. I mean, obviously it's difficult because like they do care for their son, but they're extremely poor and they have no other means of doing anything, and there's nobody in the village that's willing to help them out because they're afraid that somehow they will get the disease, or other people are afraid of some kind of spiritual possession. So they don't really want to be involved in it in any way. So they're not getting help monetarily, they're not getting help in the community, nothing. So I mean, really, at that point, what can you do? And that's kind of the point of our show, is just being good to one another and actually trying to help out each other can benefit these. Why are you shaking your head?
Oh, sorry. I forgot you can see what I'm doing behind you.
But if we take care of each other and we actually treat each other with some kind of decency, it might be a better environment for everybody, globally. I don't see the negative in that, but I guess some people do because there's no monetary gain in it.
Speaking of monetary gain, when are we going to start getting some fucking donations around here? Make that happen.
Yeah, we need a beer fund.
The only thing I didn't really get to, besides one fun story, was from a place in Africa. I don't know how to pronounce it, if it's Benin or Benin. Don't ask me what the region is or anything, but a couple years ago, what kind of got witchcraft back in the news over there real big, because we said it's made a real big comeback with some of the, especially with the child mutilations and the albino thing we discussed. One thing that kind of got it back in the news and got it started again is there's, I guess, a lot of these people in the witchcraft, they went to this place that, like I said, I don't know the name correctly, Benin or whatever, but there's a cemeteries there where they dug up like thousands of bodies and chopped up the body parts and stuff and sold them on the black market so they could perform rituals and stuff, probably to get rid of nodding fucking disease. But that, I thought that was interesting. So I don't know, you know, we got a couple graveyards down the road from us. I was thinking about, actually there's one, I think where Oswald's buried. You know, the guy who killed Kennedy? Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, the magic bullet.
Yeah, I'm gonna go dig his ass up because we
need to find the fucking magic bullet.
We're gonna perform, it's probably,
fucking shit's magic.
It's, well, it is magic. Not as much magic as witchcraft, but yeah, I gotta get him because we gotta do some stuff for our buddy Boggs, who, he's got some issues right now, which we discussed in the show, so be sure to listen to that and you'll know what's wrong with him. And like we said, thoughts for Boggs, not prayers. And money too, we'll take money, you can donate.
Money for Boggs.
But I know witchcraft seems like a really fucked up topic, why the hell you bring this up? But it is topical because I found this article, everybody knows Obama was in Africa like this past week. We're like July, what is it, 6th or something, 7th?
6th.
I don't know. Yeah, we're 6th, so you know.
Well,
Whenever you're watching this.
7 now, technically. It's
7 now, because we do this shit way too late. But while he is over there in Africa, a group of members of the parliaments from the different countries and states around there wrote an op-ed letter to him in their Times, their paper, their major paper over there and stuff, asking if Obama would address the widespread and systematic violations of human rights that take place across the continent due to harmful practices connected with witchcraft. So you have people, I mean, these are their senators and stuff, you know, and their government that are writing a letter to our president saying, dude, while you're over here, why don't you fucking tell people to lay off the fucking, cutting off the arms and the fucking nutsacks and shit of little albino kids?
Yeah.
Because it ain't gonna fucking help nodding disease or
calm down with
else.
the juju.
Yeah. So, and they put a couple examples, like they put one in South Africa last year. A 14-year-old boy was discovered, his skull and genitals had been removed. A 7-year-old kid had his arm chopped off a few days after his mother had her limbs chopped off because they're albinos. And you could, as we said in the thing, you can make some money off that. I'm not going to say do it, but if you need a little extra cash, and you have means in Tanzania, and you can get some shipping from the States out. Probably have to do it specialty because you'd have to put it on ice. That's for you to fucking figure out. But anyway, but so far, because of witchcraft, they said between 2005 and 2011, over 3,000 people in Tanzania alone have been murdered for witchcraft reasons. So Obama's on the case. So it'll be over with in no problem, in no time, because Obama's got that shit under control.
Everything, right? Jesus.
Did you have any non-fucking show stuff that you want to bring up? I got a little bit of bitch.
Not really. I mean, I can talk about future stuff. I didn't really get to it because we had a very long-winded opening, as we always do. But I had a very long-winded female rights speech that I was going to give. Really wasn't a speech, but it was just going over a lot of things that I deem inappropriate and things that are happening to women just across the world in general.
So women's rights in general,
yeah,
inappropriate?
No, not women's rights, but inappropriate behavior towards women.
Oh, I thought that's where you're going. I was about to stand up and fucking applaud.
Oh.
You tell him, bro.
How women, I mean, yeah, there's a big attack on abortion rights here in the States, and we all know that from the Christian community. They're all fucking hubbub about the sanctity of life and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And I'll go deeper into that the next episode as well. But it goes from everything from these giant protests in Egypt. There's a lot of really fucked up molestation cases that are happening within there. And those are coming from clerics and Muslim people alike. You have tons of different things like girls in Afghanistan who still are not getting a decent education. This is being close to a year after that one little girl got shot in the head for telling girls to go to school in Afghanistan from the Taliban. I don't know if you do you remember that story?
Oh, yeah.
And there's actually a BBC documentary out now that's about it, and I would highly recommend checking it out. It's got a lot of good stuff in there, and it really shows the mentality that those pricks have over there and how they essentially treat women like they're nothing. They're lower than human. They're subhuman people to them. And just general women's rights across the globe, I don't think that because of these ancient ideas and these really horrible ways of thinking, it allows this opening of Pandora's box to where people can be subjugated and belittled and put in positions that are completely unfair to them and are completely against any kind of human rights whatsoever. Example was the lady that did the documentary for the BBC about the Afghan women trying to get an education. She was talking to a cleric and he refused to look at her because she wasn't wearing a burqa. And he went on to say how because she wasn't wearing a burqa, that was wrong, and also because she was an educated woman that was traveling the world without a male companion, it was also wrong. And that speaks volumes about how they look at women and how they don't even really view them as people. So I'll have a nice long chat about that if I can get it in there. Hopefully I can, but we might just have to do a women's rights episode again. Because obviously people didn't get the fucking memo in the last episode that we did on women's rights, so maybe we need to do it again.
I'll probably bring very little to the table, so I'll make sure to give you time for
Yeah,
it.
you'll get a whole bunch of 50s stuff on how a woman should be subservient to her male companion and not trouble him with her worries. Because he's got bigger problems.
I just point out women don't have it so bad now. Look what they wanted in the 50s. They ain't like that these days.
Yeah, make sure to clean yourself up before your man comes from work.
Yeah, I love that. 15 minutes, refresh it. Let's get that makeup going. Let's pretty that face up, girls.
Make sure the kids are good too.
That's right. Yeah, fuck the kids. Just make sure you get that red lipstick on, dude. You're the one I like. With me, because we never talk about other shit. I mean, it's pretty much religious, government stuff, and sometimes we'll go off on tangent stuff, but we don't talk a lot of like pop culture shit. And I hate reality TV, but
Me too.
But I get suckered in every fucking summer
I
for
do
a couple
not.
months where I watch Big Brother.
I don't watch shit.
I know, dude. It's my fucking.
I read.
That's
Way to
my dirty little hidden secret. I watch that, and I think it's kind of funny because we're talking so much lately about NSA and we're talking civil rights and everything. And I mean, it's just the concept. You know, you got all these assholes living in this house, and they're constantly have cameras and mics on, and it's just funny. Like they'll forget, like, hey, you know, you're on fucking TV, and everything you say and do is going to be there. Now they edit down the little shows and they show them a couple times a week. But then the great thing is you can go on. Now this is on CBS, and you can pay if you want, like a few bucks, and then you have access full time to all their feeds, and you can hear everything they say and do all the time. So if you want to try and catch them naked and stuff, fun times. The good thing is, now, right after...
That's why you like it.
No, I don't fucking pay that money. I just watch the sanitized version on show. But the thing is, it's funny, it's like right after... So, you know, you get your whole NSA thing, the Big Brother aspect. So I like that. And then to make it even kind of more topical is... Right after they did the civil rights thing, they fucking pulled the shit out. Judge Roberts came out on the decision to take those out because he said, you know, we're kind of getting past the whole racism thing. Of course, then the next day, you have Paula Deen. Well, funny thing is, there's a couple girls on the show, and one of them is a model, the other does like pageant coordinating and stuff, so they're all these prissy fucking girls on there, right? And they're all cute and everything. And the one girl's from Texas, her name's Erin, and spelled like A-A, like R-Y-N, so it looks like Aryan right off the bat. And she's like blonde hair, blue eyes. I mean, she's like the fucking perfect like Hitler youth. And she's all fucking sweet and shit they show on the show, but there's been this shitstorm come down the past week because people on the live feeds have caught like her and this other girl, this pageant broad, and a couple other girls where they just have been on camera talking about fucking fags and niggers and all this shit, and it's just so funny to me that they've done this, and like because we're past all that now. But
there's no hatred.
The one girl,
bigotry out there, right?
The one blonde, blue-eyed girl from Texas, she lost her job. The funny thing is, they're all in this house and they don't know what the fuck's going on. So she lost her job with her modeling agency. The other girl lost her job with the pageantry thing that she does. So they've all lost their fucking jobs and they have no fucking clue.
Good for them.
So as soon as they fucking get out, it's
good
like
riddance, fucking pricks.
By the way, everybody in the fucking United States knows you're racist now,
Yeah, that's
and you don't have a job with us anymore, so good luck with that. I just thought that was hilarious, dude. And it just makes me, it's better for like someone like me, like I said, because I get suckered in, I watch this shit every year, because I'm always thinking like, this is my game show, this is the fucking game show I could be on. All you do is sit on your fucking ass for 23 hours a day, and then they send you out and you guys do like one little event where you face each other to, gonna kick somebody else out or whatever if you don't win. It's like, that's something I can do. I can sit on my ass most of the time and then do one fucking little event, It's like, that's for me. So, big brother, next year I'm putting in my resume or my fucking application or whatever the fuck you guys call it. This is the guy. The podcast guy. This is the fucking one. Put me in that fucking house, man.
Oh, God.
Dude, I'll say some worse shit than those girls are saying. I'll be fucking...
Oh, we know you will.
I'll be out of that motherfucker. I'll be out of the job, too.
They'll probably have to censor everything you do anyway.
Well, they do. I mean, all the cuss and everything, they always fucking beep it. With me, it would just be,
One long-winded beep with the in the middle of it?
Actually, I don't think they beep. It goes silent. So you just see my mouth moving the whole time I'm on camera. Nothing ever comes out. It's like, what the fuck, man? Is there something wrong with this fucking TV? Smacking it. Nope. Anyway, so that's it. So next year I'm going to be on that fucking show. And I'll just wear nothing but Intellectual Savior fucking podcast t-shirts and stuff. I'll promote the fuck out of us.
We possibly will eventually have some paraphernalia for you to buy. We're going to be Bill O'Reilly-esque.
Yeah.
And talk about our new book and shit.
We're going to sell a set with a syringe and a fucking tie-off cord. It's going to have our fucking names on it and stuff.
All right, folks. Hope you enjoyed it.